Do not be entitled. Earn everything. Always choose hard work over handouts. Consistent, intentional hard work should be your default. Always choose it. Be self-reliant. Be skilled. Be strong in mind, body, and spirit. No one is coming to steal your problems. No one owns you. No one owes you. You save you. You can beat most people at anything if you just don't quit when it gets boring. Not hard, boring. That's where everyone else stops. Because wealth is made by doing boring things for an extended period of time, in more volume than any sane person would find reasonable. The world belongs to those who can keep fighting after realizing winning won't be fast, easy, or guaranteed. Music. You get up every day, you're entitled to nothing. Nobody owes you nothing. You could have talent, but if you don't have discipline and you don't execute, you don't focus, what do you get? Nothing. If you're complacent and not paying attention to detail, what does that get you? Nothing. So, nothing is acceptable but your best. So, everything is determined by what you do and you trying to be your best. On Monday, you might be strong, but by Wednesday, you're not intentional and deliberate. You are hoping that the best is going to happen to you, and the best never happens to you. You got to be intentional and deliberate. You got to decide that you're going to do something, and you got to do it every Monday, every Tuesday, every Wednesday, every Thursday. The problem with some of you in this room, you're not intentional and deliberate. You're a good person and just hope the good stuff is going to happen to you. Sometimes you have to go beyond what you're feeling. You know, okay, this hurts, that hurts. We can just sit down and do nothing, or we can see how far we can push the human body. We're all very fortunate to have the opportunity to build, create, and become things. And it's very sad to me that people abandon that opportunity because it's hard. What the hell do you want to do, bro? You want to be. You just want to sit on your couch all day. Like, that's where you want your life to be. It's not a real life. It's supposed to be hard. I am a man with something to prove. Music. And a man with something to prove is a dangerous individual. Music. If you will change, everything will change for you. You don't have to change what's outside. All you got to change is what's inside. To have more, you simply have to become more. I wish you the courage to be warm when the world would prefer you be cool. I wish you success sufficient to your needs. I wish you failure to temper that success. I wish you joy in all your days. I wish you sadness so that you may better measure joy. I wish you gladness to overbalance the grief. I wish you humor and a twinkle in your eye. I wish you glory and strength to bear the burdens. I wish you sunshine on your path and storms to season your journey. In order for something new to come, something old must go. And that old can sometimes mean let go of what you know until now. Most people try to create a new personal reality as the same personality, and it doesn't work. You literally have to become someone else. If you keep thinking the same thoughts, keep demonstrating the same behaviors, keep living by the same feelings and emotions, your personal reality is going to stay exactly the same. But if you have new thoughts that lead to new choices that demonstrate new actions that create new experiences that cause you to feel differently, you will begin to walk into a new future. Times you will have to convince yourself that it's possible, that you can go from zero to hero, from peasant to king, if you change the way that you think. And if you don't know how to change the way that you think, begin to digest new information. Stay away from the haters. Stay away from the losers. Stay away from the people with weak minds and weak mentalities, and find those people that empower you. Find those people. Elevate your spirit and your soul, and understand that your potential, my friend, is limitless. You, my friend, are limitless. But you must believe. And if you can believe, all things are possible. All you have is this moment. So you have to continuously focus on bringing intention to this moment, and keep reminding yourself, what decision can I make in this moment that is aligned with the best version of myself, that is aligned with the vision of where I'm trying to get to. If you look at stories of great men and great women in history, that story always has a lot of disadvantages that were overcome. There is something in the process of overcoming hardship that creates greatness. Most people quit through that process. If you can survive it, then your story will be a great one. You got to bet on you. It's so funny that you believe in others. You would bet on others. You would support others. You would be there for others, but when it comes to you, you take a damn back seat. I don't understand it. I'm a bet on me. I needed somebody and they didn't do it. So, I decided at that point, I guess I don't need you. The only person I need is me. And I'll be damned if I'm ever going to need somebody. I ain't needing somebody. I'll be damned if I'm ever going to need somebody again. Don't be afraid of people rejecting. Stick to your guns. That fear, it just withers the soul. It makes what you create just like everything else out there. But when you think, no, I'm going to be myself. I'm going to mind what's different about me. I'm going to be bold and confident. Those who are trying to follow all the trends don't have impact. Find out what you're good at. Find out what craft or thing or what are you good at, what you have an aptitude for. Do you like history? Do you like math? Do you like artwork? Do you like music? Do you like? You find out what you have a natural inclination towards. You find out what you're good at, and then you figure out how to help other people with that thing that you're good at. And once you figure that out, that's purpose. 2 + 2 = 4. So, what are you good at? How can you help other people? That's your purpose. Everything around you that you call life was made up by people that were no smarter than you. And you can change it. You can influence it. You can build your own things that other people can use. Shake off this notion that life is there and you're just going to live in it. Embrace it, change it, improve it, make your mark upon it. Remember, you guys only have one life on this earth, okay? It's not too late to change everything. Get up, guys. Make today the day. The more I listen to this, the better my life gets. If they don't have what you want, don't listen to what they say. There's no greater waste of time than justifying your actions to people who have a life you don't want. Build a vision of what you would like to accomplish between now and the end of the year. And then make a written description of that vision. Paint the picture with words. Vision is going to direct your life. If you like it, use it constructively. See what you want. Don't spend any time thinking of what you don't like. When you get a picture in here, make it big. Make it beautiful. You'll be glad you did. What we feel is what manifests. It's the energy that we put out that we get back. Claim it in your heart right now. Who do you want to be? How do you want to feel? What do you want to give? And what do you want to receive? And ask yourself that. Design your day every single day. You have the power within you to design your life. What you see is a reflection of what you believe. So, are we going to say yes to a new belief system? Now, do the thing and you'll get the energy to do the thing. Do the thing and you'll get the energy to do the thing. Don't wait. Start right now, whether you're ready or not. Just say, I'm going after it. I'm going to get it. And your present circumstance has got nothing to do with where you're going. You've got to accept yourself for what you've done wrong. Do your best. And also find something difficult to do, 'cause that gets away a lot of the anxiety that you carry around in your body. Difficult things make regular life less difficult. Anything is possible here, that you're only limited by your imagination. Now, it's not going to be handed to you. You have to find your way through. And there will be times that you're going to hit dead ends, but you have to pick yourself back up. You have to be smart. You have to calculate another route. And then you keep moving forward. At some point, everything's going to go south on you. Everything's going to go south. And you're going to say, this is it. This is how I end. Now, you can either accept that, or you can get to work. That's all it is. You just begin. You do the math. You solve one problem, and you solve the next. And it doesn't matter how you get knocked down in life, 'cause that's going to happen. All that matters is that you got to get up. Work hard. Be somebody. Be something more than what you see in the mirror. Let the world be your mirror. Don't let them judge you because the mirror can't judge you. You judge what you see in it. Do you remember who you were before the world told you who you should be? Right? Like courage. Do you remember who you were before the world told you who you should be? And so anytime you got to be courageous, let's look at it from the standpoint of dreams, goals, and aspirations. You got your dream, your goal, and your aspiration. And then you got reality. And oftentimes reality doesn't reflect the goal, the dream, and the aspiration. And so when you think courage, like being courageous and following your heart because it somehow knows what you want to do. It's almost like when you feel something that you should do, and for some strange reason like your mind or your spirit tells you, no, I don't want to do it. Because it takes you outside of your comfort zone, but you know you should do it. You could feel it, and then you go against it. Happiness as a name is shallow and weak. It cannot withstand suffering, obviously, because when you're suffering you're not happy. And if the purpose of life is to be happy, then when you're suffering your life has no meaning. First of all, don't aim at being happy because that's just not going to work. Especially when the storms come, and forget about that. And there's going to be times in your life where you're suffering so much you can't believe it. And so you're going to need something a hell of a lot more robust than happiness to get you through that. And then you might say, well, what's more robust than happiness? Or maybe even what's more robust than pain? How about adventure? How about we go out and sail the uncharted seas? The first way to get focus is to find purpose. The way to find purpose is you must identify what it is that you have to be purposeful in. Right? When you are struggling with what to do, who you are, what's your next move, you are in an identity crisis. You are struggling with just who you are. See, you have not discovered who you are. Music. The price is going to happen. We can delay it, right? When we don't want to be courageous, when we don't want to encounter that level of faith that we know we need along our journey for our goals, dreams, and aspirations, you can delay it. But courage, that's a different ball game. That's pressing forward in the face of opposition, adversity, uncertainty. Different ball game. But the question remains, do you remember who you were before the world told you who you should be? That's the essence of courage to me. Turn the page. And just because you had some bad chapters doesn't mean your story can't end well. Turn the page. What is your wake-up call? What is enslaving you? Music. What is controlling your thoughts? Is it the television set feeding your mind images of what life should be? Is it the internet drawing you in and controlling your time? Music. Or is it weakness? A lack of discipline that prevents you from accomplishing what you want to accomplish. It's important for lost young people, male and female alike, to develop a vision and take on some responsibility and understand that they have a vital role to play in the world. That the lack of their best hurts everything. And I think that's true. And the sad thing is that there's very many people who have not heard an encouraging word in their life. And it takes so little to encourage them that it's rather tragic. You have to discover who you are in order to move you forward. If no one ever gave you the directions, when you get up and you get up in the morning, you go get in the car or you walk out your door, you have a destination in mind. If you go outside with no destination, what do? You just wander around. Once you don't have a destination, you are going to wander around. You cannot get in your car without a destination. Where do you drive? So you are in an identity crisis. Music. Because when you think about true courage, I look at it as a person being who they authentically were made to be in every avenue, in every aspect of their life. When they walk out of the door in the morning, they are who they're supposed to be. It takes courage to be that. I'm not saying that there aren't things in life that we just have to do. There are. Music. But what I am saying is ask questions, and don't believe everything that you're told, and don't follow the path just because it's there. Don't get in line just because other people are. Music. Those times where you get up early and you work hard. Those times where you stay up late and you work hard. Those times where you don't feel like working. You're too tired. You don't want to push yourself, but you do it anyway. That is actually the dream. That's the dream. It's not the destination. It's the journey. Here's what you should know about winning before you chase it. Winning's not loyal to you. It doesn't care about you. Winning doesn't care how sore you are. Winning doesn't care how much sleep you get. Winning doesn't care how hard you work at times. Winning requires all of you and then more. And it promises you nothing. It's a mastermind to create fear and doubt in your mind. It causes setback after setback. So the question is about winning. Are you willing to sprint when the distance is unknown? And why chase this thing called winning? Because the only thing that's guaranteed in life if you don't chase it is losing. You have only one life. So don't waste it being controlled by someone else. There's a great Chinese expression, a great old proverb, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Just be the best version of yourself in anything that you do. You don't have to live anybody else's story. Sometimes people make it seem like you have to have certain prerequisites or a crazy life story in order to be successful in this world. But the truth is you really don't. It doesn't matter where you come from, what you have or don't have, what you lack. All you need to have is an undying passion for what you do and a relentless drive and the will to do whatever it takes to be successful. There's a moment when every boy realizes no one's coming to save him. And that's when he becomes a man. And some boys never get there and stay children forever. You're not allowed to give excuses because excuses are a sign of weakness. We give no excuses when we fail. Failure is just fertilizer to help us grow as a team. Guys, in life, you know, winning isn't everything, but training to win is. Having the will to win, that is everything. Whether you win or not, you're going to fail. You got to get back up and try it again. But if you don't have the will to win and you don't train to win, that's when you're really missing the mark. Guys, you ever had a gut feeling that maybe you were meant for more? What if you were everything you could be? Fall down 7 times, get up 8. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. We're all trying to improve ourselves. No one's perfect. This is not. I'm not perfect now. I never will be. You're not. You never will be. But you're better than you were yesterday and you're going to be better tomorrow. You know, the greatest lesson my mother ever taught me when I was a kid, whatever I started, I had to finish it. Whether I got in the midst of something and didn't care for a coach, whether I got in the midst of an organization and didn't care for a leader, my mother would never let me start something and stop because she would always say, the person that you will become by enduring the process is far more important than a person that you have to deal with in the midst of the process. Your present or past results have absolutely nothing to do with what's going to happen from this point forward. You see, I kept thinking, well, gee, I'm such a mess up. You know, I've done everything wrong up till now. I'm 26. I'm broke. I'm not happy. Everything was wrong. That's all in the past. Every moment is a new moment. Success is a strange thing. Presumably, we want success because we think a more successful life will bring us more happiness, meaning, and fulfillment. Here's the problem, we sacrifice the thing we want, happiness, for the thing which is supposed to get it, success. Failure can make you miserable, but I'm not sure that success will make you happy. I am only worthy of love, acceptance, and belonging if I succeed. Now, powered by internal feelings of insufficiency, this person is driven to achieve many things. They're prepared to outwork, out-hustle, and out-suffer everyone else because they're not just running toward a life they want. They're running away from a life that they fear. Success and progress ameliorates the feelings of insufficiency. Therefore, success and progress have become prioritized above everything else. Character is at the core of a person, something they can't control, something that comes from deep within. And it causes people to have patterns of behavior. And you want to find people who have a strong character to associate with as opposed to a weak character. And what a strong character is people who are adaptable, who are fluid, who can admit that they are wrong, who can learn from their experience, who can take criticism. So I want you to focus not on people's charming exterior. Instead, focus on that deep inner quality, that core, that character, because that's who they really are. Your character is creating what happens to you in life. There's the famous quote of the ancient Greek philosopher Heraclitus, "Character is fate." As I continue to experience life and find myself, I realize that hope isn't what I thought it was. Through a lot of sorrow, it's actually been redefined for me. And I asked myself the question, what if my pain is actually my hope? So many of us are at war with ourselves within. We have that inner conflict because we're trying to portray this image that is, acceptable in the world around us that we think is acceptable, instead of just staying true to you. And yes, when you stay true to yourself, people are going to look at you a certain way. People are going to try to knock you off your path. There's going to be a lot of external things that, try to sway you this way or that way. But you got to stay true to you. Here's my best advice: welcome all experiences. You never know which one is going to turn everything on. So the question you have to ask yourself is, who am I? Where am I going? What do I want to accomplish? 3 major areas of goals that you have to think about. The first is your personal and your family goals. These are the reasons why you're alive. What do you want to accomplish for yourself and for your family? Write them down. Define them clearly. The second set of goals that you have to ask is your business, your career, your financial, your material goals. What is it that you want to accomplish in the external world? Where do you want to make your contribution? The third type of goals you have to ask about are your self-development goals. And in my estimation, your ability and your willingness and your tenaciousness in developing yourself is the key to accomplishing everything else. You know that dream in you that seems out of touch and crazy? Yeah, that one. What if that dream was actually put in you for a reason? Do not buy into the fear that everyone around you calls logic. The dreams that truly make a difference are rarely logical. Be fearless in the pursuit that sets your soul on fire. Music. The proper comparison group for you is you yesterday. First of all, you're the only control group that's appropriate to you because you have a certain set of talents and possibilities and limitations and tragedies that are truly unique to you. Shouldn't it just happen? Well, it doesn't. Basically, life is this way. What you put into it is what you get out of it. People want their life to be free of struggle and conflict. They want a smooth path in front of them. When you face adversity or things aren't going quite well, you have to reassess who you are. You have to reassess your opinions. You have to say, maybe I'm not doing this the right way. Maybe my patterns of responding in the past aren't working out. Maybe there's something wrong with me. How can I learn from this moment? How can I get past this particular obstacle? If you never have failure, if you never have conflict, you are never going to develop yourself in life. Even though you are scared, can you still go through with the task? Even though it's risky and you don't know what's on the other side, can you still stay focused, stay locked in, keep working, and keep pushing forward? That's the person that people want to follow. What's the number one way you measure somebody that's hungry? Very simple. Their sense of urgency. That's simple. Let me explain to you why. So people say, you have no idea how hungry I am. Really? Yeah. What did you do about it today? Oh, not today, but tomorrow you ain't hungry, man. You just think you're hungry. You are not hungry. Think like the person you intend to become. Ask yourself, how would the person I'd like to be do the things I'm about to do? Everybody in here wants to get to the next level. And very simple, you can make 2 lists and I can tell you if you're going to get to the next level or not. Make a list of what you want to do to get to the next level. And on the other side of the list, what are you willing to do to get to the next level? And if that list doesn't match, you are so far away from winning, you have no chance. You do not have time to mess around. You don't have time to play games, to be in everybody's face, to not be focused on your goals. Every single day counts. You didn't do nothing yesterday and you didn't do nothing today. Every single day that you don't do nothing, bro, is a day wasted. It's a day that you could have got back. You've developed a false belief system in yourself of what you need to know to take action. And so successful people are willing to step into the unknown and the unprepared more than people who are unsuccessful. So procrastination is really saying I got to know a little bit more. I got to prepare a little bit more. I got to get a little bit more ready, a little bit more ready, a little bit more ready. And you keep raising the readiness quota to a point where you never take action. And so you got to get to this point where you're like, I'm going to get into the room. I'm going to start to write that paper. I'm going to start the book. I'm going to get into that and I'll figure it out when I get there. And most people that are successful have this internal belief system that I don't need to know everything to take action. I just need to know enough to get in the room and I'll figure it out from there. No one has ever achieved anything if they haven't faced failures. If they haven't had disappointments. To achieve anything in life, you have to be prepared to take on the odds. Face disappointment. You only lose when you give up. If you do not give up, you will win from the most incredible positions. The fight is in the mind. It's not physical. It's in the mind. What are the things that you fear that's been keeping you from living your dream? That's been keeping you from doing some things that you would like to do. Just think about those things. Because suffering will introduce a man to his highest self. And when you do that, you begin to build such high levels of confidence. And you become so congruent with the man that you want to be, the man that you love, respect, and admire. Music. What if is the worst question you can ever ask yourself. I failed is a million times better than what if, 'cause at least you did something. You showed up. It's 10 times more of the man to say, I failed, than to say, what if? What if? Man, what if is an ongoing debate inside yourself that you can never come to conclusion on. I got out and failed. At least I know. Otherwise, what if every minute of every day for your existence, battling inside your head, trying to turn off the voice but you can't, 'cause something you can do but sit back and wonder what if. Nope. Don't like that, man. I'd much rather take the gamble and lose. Okay. Got to be not all right to get all right. You got to have been through something to know something. Knowing that as we begin to explore new horizons and new vistas in life, that as we begin to focus on developing ourselves, as we begin to elevate ourselves and not to follow the crowd. Practice makes improvement. You can always better your best. You can always go beyond anything that you have ever done. You'll never hit a state of perfection. You're always bigger than what you do. And so all you're looking for are new breakthroughs. Through practice and practice and practice, you'll get better and better and better. And there's still some things that will happen to you that will catch you on the blind side that you did not anticipate. People want to know how to stop laziness. They want to know how to stop procrastination. They have an idea in their head, maybe even a vision, but they don't know where to start. So they ask and they say, where do I start? When is the best time to start? Music. And I have a simple answer. Here and now. That's it. Where do you start? You start right here. Music. So, because life is short, I don't have time to focus on what's not. I've got to focus on what is, then get up and go get it. So, I need you to understand where you are. So, we're not looking for perfect, but we are looking for opportunity, and we have it. So, it's like, yo, say it because I need you to understand what you have, and then I need you to appreciate what you have, and then I need you to go after everything that's got your name on it with no excuses. So, it's like, yo, we have opportunity. Whatever you do, don't waste it. Don't cry about it. Get up and go make it happen. Nelson Mandela has this quote, "In life, I don't lose. I only win or learn." I realize, so many people think they've lost, but if you just pull one piece of information that's good, whether it was a different perspective, extracting knowledge, a different way to go about life, a different way to not fall on your face, that's winning. They have everything inside of them to do whatever they need to do. You know, over the 23 years of my life I've realized that it's not this physical body. Have you seen your mindset? Have you seen the way you operate? Have you seen the way that you react to situations? That you're pissed off in traffic? That you think the world is happening to you? And to let people know that the biggest and baddest people are handicapped and crippled by their limiting beliefs, the things that they tell themselves. And that's why I say the biggest disability is a bad mindset. It's not this body. I walked a mile. I said, maybe I can walk one more mile. Maybe I can walk another mile. When your mind knows it's not going to quit, and this is what I found out, this is my 40% rule, when your mind knows it's not going to quit, your body will adapt to whatever is in front of it. And that one day change, that 19 hours. It wasn't SEAL training. It wasn't school. It wasn't Delta Force. What the crap I went through. It was this 19 hours and 6 minutes that forever changed my life to know that we as human beings are capable of anything, and we don't need any special kind of parents or tools to get there. So I'll end you with this: don't stop when you're tired. Stop when you're done. Music. If you can change the way you wake up in the morning, stop saying, "I got to go to work. I got to work out. I got to get this weight off of me. I got to go and meet with the people at the school. I got to deal with my coworkers." Change one word in that sentence and everything about your life changes. I get to wake up in the morning. When you say, "I got to," you take all of your opportunities and all of your blessings and you wrap them up in stress by saying, "I got to." You take all the stress off of it when you say, "I get to." You initiate action. You go. Here's the reality: that idea isn't going to execute itself. That book isn't going to write itself. Those weights out in the gym, they aren't going to move themselves. You have to do it. You'll get knocked down, but you won't be knocked out. You'll be able to get to your feet again. Be on the ropes. But you have a fast recovery rate when you work on yourself. Reinterpreting our past, understanding and knowing that we can move from where we are. That we can begin to design the kind of life that empowers us, that gives us happiness, that enables us to be on top of who we are. This is the problem with the "take it easy" generation that we're living in. The take it easy mentality, the seeking balance mentality. God, the take it easy mentality. Some of you have drunk from that well far too long, right? And the way I look at it is, in all of life, man, we could either be a crop duster or a fighter jet. Fighter jet is someone who is definitive in their life. They have an idea of what their purpose is, what their calling is, and they work towards those goals every day. Yeah. Some days you achieve more towards those goals and some days you achieve less towards your goals. But every day you're making forward momentum towards your goals. That is the fighter jet mentality. You're type A, you're action-oriented, and you have this proclivity to lean into action. Your feelings don't matter. You may feel like doing something. Maybe you don't feel like doing something. Doesn't matter. Music. Get out there and do what you're supposed to do. Whether you feel like it or not. You have within yourself. If you allow yourself to access that soul that's within you, and the mind follows that, and the emotions follow the mind, you can create a new reality for yourself. I think we have it backwards. We're so worried about the external things. We're so worried about competing with other people. We're so worried about what this world thinks of us. We're so worried about all these things. The greatest victory isn't external. It isn't a follower account. It isn't a dollar account. It isn't a position in society. The greatest victory is knowing you already have victory. The greatest victory is knowing that God has already given you victory. The greatest victory is an eternal victory. Because it don't matter how victorious you are in the world. If you're defeated inside you, what does it matter? Most people won't do that. See, most people engage in low-life living, low-risk living. But God said, if you're not willing to risk, you cannot grow. And if you cannot grow, you cannot become your best. And if you cannot become your best, you can't be happy. And if you can't be happy, then what else is there? And so, you want to begin to take some chances. You want to begin to challenge yourself and make it okay to fail and learn from your failures. Don't allow fear of failure and the allure, the attractiveness of playing it safe in life to draw you in. You can't get out of life alive. You got to die to live here. Every single thought we have or every sentence we speak is an affirmation, and it's either positive or negative, and it's going out from us and it's creating our experiences. Decide what you want and begin to do positive statements in present tense for what you want. Music. You are built for it. I want to tell you that you are built for it. You're still here. Despite everything that you went through, everything you're going through, and everything you're going to go through, you are still here. You are built for it. That struggle that's coming against you, you are built for it. Those people that turn their back on you, you are built for it. You have something that you brought to the universe, and that if you decide that my life deserves my developing this what I do well and becoming the best at it and mastering myself and seeing what I have within me. If you decide to drop your buckets where you are and develop your gifts, I grant you'll never ever be without. I grant you that your gifts will take you places that will literally amaze you. I grant you that if you begin to work to develop your gifts, you'll develop a strong sense of happiness. You'll get a larger vision of yourself. All of us need some area of our lives where we can have a feeling of competence. Those precious seconds, you were either building or you were decaying. You were either gaining ground or you were losing ground. In that second, and in every second counts. So make every. Thank you.